What's up, everybody? It's your boys, Crow and Vix, and we are back with the 19th episode of the DNAnime podcast. I don't know why I was doing the Spider-Man hand signs. That's not, well, actually, Marvel did make a whole manga verse. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, or my black ass in a chair. But we are back this week with the 19th episode of the DNAnime podcast. Like I always say, we got a fun set of topics today. I hope you guys are excited. If you guys are excited, then your ass need to be hitting that like button, that subscribe button. If not, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to get show you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit you with that good old-fashioned get show, and then, you're going to learn better. You're going to learn the error of your ways, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little notify bell. That little notify bell that's just hanging out there looking at you longingly for you to touch it, so you can keep up with the podcast every week. If you guys are listening to it in the audio realm, then y'all need to be giving us a 5-star review. Every time you order something for DoorDash, what they ask you for? When you ride the Uber, what they ask you for? They want to know what kind of service they provided you. And we want to know the service that we provided you directly into your inner ear with the audio podcast. Let us know. I mean, the podcast has been growing and it's been showing. It's been a ton of fun. And we want you guys to be a part of that as well. Not just a part of the conversation, but a part of the ride, the journey, the glow up that the boys are having. But other than all that beginning spiel, how are you doing today, Vix? I'll check on the boy.
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I wasn't expecting the advertisement for the 5-star review on Yelp, but, sometimes we got to get it out there. Let them know that we also appreciate the 5-star reviews on Yelp. That definitely helps us out.
Closed mouth don't get fed, Vix. You got to say it.
We got to self-plug sometimes. It just got to happen.
I hate shilling, but hey, the podcast, I'm having so much fun doing it. I want it to be big. I want it to be great. I want it to be grand.
And it is growing slowly but surely. I think we finally found a good time that we can both have time to post the podcast and that it seems to do well. So this is actually being recorded out about 2 weeks in advance from when it is posted on both YouTube and your podcast services. So if you want to catch everything live or ahead of time, make sure that you come join us here on twitch.tv/BigSeal with 2 L's or a Beautiful Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to move on over to the first topic of this podcast, which is just going to be, what anime attack do you think that you could survive? This has to be a named attack. And
yes.
I got one.
Okay, you gonna go first? All right, you go first.
I got one that you probably never thought of. In Konosuba, there is Aqua's divine attack, God Blow.
Oh, what the? Don't they just kill evil stuff? Are you just saying like, oh, I can survive because I'm not evil?
Nothing. It doesn't even kill the evil frog. It just fizzles out.
Oh yeah, that is true.
It does nothing. I believe I can fully survive that. I don't think.
Just tank it.
I don't think the evil or the God Blow could purify me hard enough to just outright kill me. I might take some damage because I am still taking a hit from a god, but I think I could live, and that's the important part. So we don't know the true damage that it could do under the perfect circumstances, but in most circumstances, it's going to do nothing, and that's what I'm going for.
See, okay, so you got a safe answer. I respect that. I understand that. That's the logical way to think of it.
But I know everybody who hears this question, their first thing is going to be like, can I survive Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho? Maybe. What about who's got a really flashy but weak attack that I might be able to out durable? And I was just like, no, I'm going to take the one that doesn't actually hurt.
See, I want to test my limits as a man. But you know what? My first one, this is going to be a good one. I think that I could survive an Iron Reaver Soul Stealer from Inuyasha. What is his claws gonna do? He gonna scratch me? A little kitty scratch?
I don't think, has he ever beaten anybody with that move?
Exactly. I think I'll be fine.
See, I don't know the destructive power of it. Every time I can think of it, it's just he misses.
Yeah, that was he don't do shit. He's Iron Reaver Soul Stealer. He just scratches.
Miss.
I bleed. I have a scar or something like that. That'd make me even cooler. I don't think I would die from Iron Reaver Soul Stealer. I think I'd tank that shit.
Yeah, I almost feel like he would just miss.
Probably.
Can you can you at least land this, please? I need to test something.
I'm trying to think, because I totally forgot about that move for the longest time until it was brought up to me recently. I was like, oh yeah, because when I think Inuyasha, I always think Wind Scar.
Yeah, Wind Scar.
Backlash Wave. So I was like, I can't. I can't take that shit.
That's
He'll kill me. That's
nobody remembers Iron Reaver Soul Stealer because it's too long and does nothing. What is even its like special effect? Like obviously Wind Scar is like a projectile, and then Backlash Wave is, you know, reflect. What is even the point of Iron Reaver Soul Stealer?
I think it's just his default attack. It's just big scratch.
It's the only thing I can do when I don't have a weapon.
If he was a Pokemon, he would have Iron Reaver Soul Stealer and Growl or Tail Whip. Like that would be his fucking default move. Like that's how impressive that shit is. And I could tank that shit any given Sunday. I don't care.
That I don't really like have another one that I didn't really think too deep into it. I was just thinking of the one, and I was like, dude, that one's so funny. Like the God Blow doing nothing. Everything else, like I don't know. I feel like I would just die through a lot of the ones that I watch. I feel like I would just like pass out, die. I can't really imagine surviving too many of these.
Yeah, I was like, you could take a punch for something like that, but I was like, it got to be a named attack, and I was like, it's got to be something that you could live. At least that you could think you could live.
Yeah, I was like, most named attacks are like their finishers. Like, where can I get a finisher that won't kill me?
So, you know what other move I think I can do, and it's going to be a popular shonen because I'm the shonen boy. That's what I do. I think I can survive a Wolfang Fist. It looks cool. I love Yamcha. Yamcha's very strong.
It feels like a technique, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a move. He does it. He's like Wolfang Fist, and he just starts doing the whole fucking wombo combo. Ends it with the wolf howl.
You think you live like the entire wombo combo?
Yeah, I have a couple of cartoon Tom and Jerry knots on my head, but I would be totally fine. We got a couple of honorable mentions in chat. So we have Nova, who just mentioned 1,000 Years of Death. I mean, I wouldn't want to take that move, but I can survive a poke up the asshole.
No, wait. Okay, no, wait. The Naruto's 1,000 Years of Death, I think, was the one with the kunai with the bomb on it.
Well,
you probably want you want Kakashi's 1,000 Years of Pain.
Okay, yeah. That one, not the. I don't want again. I know it's the weekend. I know we like to get a little freaky on the weekends. I don't want to explode a kunai up the ass.
I don't think if somebody shoved a sharp kunai up my ass, I don't think I would be living that. I don't think that's the way to go.
You might live,
especially if it blew up. Definitely not.
Again, these are some Tom and Jerry ass moves. Just have like the exploding dynamite coming out your back end. But no,
so
I think 1,000 Years of Pain or whatever the fuck.
So when they use these moves, are they going for blood? Like, is their goal to kill you? When they like, if you're taking this hit, no.
You know how like if you see those videos where it's like a guy at a gym, he's wearing like the like weighted vest. He's like, oh, this pro boxer Mike Tyson's gonna punch me in the gut. I can see how it hurts. It'd be like that. They're not, because we don't get nothing special.
Right. Okay.
So it's not like,
I think, and I might pass out, and I would definitely have a scar afterwards. But I think I could take early Natsu's Fist of the Fire Dragon. I think I could take it only at the very beginning. That maybe I would be like third degree burns. I'd be like dying and whatever. But I think I would live. See, I don't think he would go through the effort. I don't think he would go through the motions to draw blood. I think he would be more careful about it.
Yeah, like Natsu seems like a good guy, so I don't think that he would murk you, but that still hurt, man. I got fire. Like, you got a status effect,
I mean,
man.
Like if he ended up drawing blood, like he would just cauterize the wound at the same time, right? So like I wouldn't die.
True. And if you still on fire, you just eat the fire back, take you out of fire. You ain't got to stop, drop, and roll, nothing.
Well, actually, he can't eat his own fire, so.
Oh yeah, that is true. Well, then you just gonna have to cook. Okay, I think I could take a gum pistol. I think I'd take a gum pistol from Luffy.
I could probably take an early gum pistol too. Definitely like, not a Gatling. Probably not a stamp or an axe.
No, if his fucking foot is going all the way to the moon.
Yeah, I could probably survive. I don't know, maybe. I mean, like, he one-shot Arlong with that shit.
Yeah, no, he one-shot Arlong and the whole building. I'm not taking a stamp. Hell no. But a pistol, just him winding his fist back and then punching me, like, it'll hurt, it'll double me over, but I'll still be alive the next day.
Let's see. I'm going through the list, see if there's any
so underrated you want to know a dumb one?
Oh, you think you can survive Ippo's Dempsey roll?
Yes, I would never be the same afterwards.
I would immediately be on the fucking ground, but I would live.
Yeah, I could survive a Dempsey roll. It just my brain wouldn't work too good after that. Like, okay, I guess I can survive a. Oh, you know who I would want is the counterpunch, Miata's counterpunch. I can survive that. That motherfucker weak as hell.
Yeah, like unless that only works if you are also strong. So like us non-combatants, we'd be like, ooh, ow. I don't even think that I would be like out of commission after that. I would just be like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, I would just have like one of those little like big band-aids on like the enemy character have.
I'm not gonna include any of the Pokemon moves. Those don't count. They're not. Most of them aren't Pokemon specific. So they're like we're talking about like signature moves here.
Because my first one was Rashingan. Cause I was like, I feel like a Rashingan would fucking hurt like hell. But I was like, nah, it's totally fine. I started thinking about it. And I was like, motherfuckers be getting blown through rocks and shit. And I was like, you know what? Nah. I was like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that. But you know, like what was Itachi's shit where you put Kakashi in the fucking Genjutsu?
The Tsukuyomi?
I was like, no, it was it. The one where he like had him like fucking crucified and he just like stabbed him in the Tsukuyomi gut. Yeah, that was fucked up. But I could live. I'll be tormented for the rest of my day.
I don't know. I think your brain might tell you that you're dead and you would just fall over and just be that way.
Maybe. But yeah, it like the realistic ones I thought was like Gum Gum Pistol, Wolfang Fist, like those kind of things. And the reason why I thought about this question is that in Street Fighter, the Capcom like developers, they kind of talked about it, or it was like in one of the comic books from Udon. They talked about how moves feel when you get hit by them. So they kind of explained how like a Hadouken feels. But like, oh, it feels like it. Well, they just kind of like explained it, like they kind of just like made lore reasons of how it feels. Like, oh, it feels like a hard punch, or like a breeze behind it, or a breeze in front of it, or whatever. Like they kind of like explaining how the moves would feel if you got hit by them for real. I just thought that was interesting, and I got to wondering while I was just sitting on the toilet. And I was just like, what if I got hit by an anime move? Would I die?
I think in most cases I would either be dead or unconscious.
I could take a Lion's Barrage. Lion's Barrage. Sasuke, baby Sasuke, Lion Barrage.
Yeah, I could take Uzumaki Barrage too.
Yeah, that's fine. Just kick me over there, kick me to the ground.
Only the beginner level techniques, those are the only ones that we use. Like I could use, like right at the beginning of My Hero, I could take Deku's like finger flick. I could probably survive that.
Yeah, I think I would be fine. I think I'd be fine. Just get hit with a fucking Detroit smash. All right, how big of a smash could you take? Does he have a? What's the smallest state?
I think the lowest one that we see that he actually or like gave a number for was 5%, and I don't know, man. I might live, but I don't think I would have bones after that. I don't know.
He wouldn't have any bones. You wouldn't have any bones.
I mean, like my whole body would look like his arm. It would just be purple. I would. I would be one singular bruise.
Yeah. No. Again, this is very stupid, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of like think of like moves that we could take. I think I could take a spirit gun.
Hell
early
no,
Yusuke Urameshi?
No, that shit would go right through me. I would die on the spot.
Well, just don't aim for my vital bits, Yusuke. Be generous.
I mean, if he's not aiming for anything that could potentially kill you, like he just shoots you in the back of the hand or something, then like of course you're gonna live.
Aim right between my eyes. I want to stare right down the barrel like that one kid.
All right, you got to teach me how to like reinforce myself first, and then we'll see.
But yeah, no, I'm trying to think of like any other anime. What have I been watching recently? What have I been watching recently?
I think there is a possibility that I could have survived season 1 Bell's Firebolt from Danmachi. Yeah. I think right at the beginning.
Why do you want to be set on fire?
I'm just saying, like, nobody has any other offensive moves that would, like, I wouldn't just straight up die from.
I'm trying to think of other moves that wouldn't murderize me. This is so stupid. But
going through the grinders.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like, what's something that I watched recently?
I'm trying to think of a show that has like the moves are so useless, but they name them because they're trying to be cool.
I don't know, actually.
I know that the vending machine one, the dude had a move that he said to himself, and I don't know what the move is called.
I don't think those count.
It's a
like, what the hell does he do?
What does he do though? What do you mean?
Dispense a beverage? Like, what is the move?
I think he turns into the cardboard vending machine, and then he turns into like a bigger vending machine so he can gain weight, and then he drops himself.
Yeah. I think I could take a divergent fist from Yuji. I think I'd be fine. Early Yuji, I mean, he has super strength.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that. I think I think a lot of the curse techniques that aren't specifically designed to kill you, you could probably live.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can take a boogie woogie.
Technically, I could probably survive either a hollow blue or a hollow red. Technically.
I wouldn't, why would you go to Gojo?
No, okay, wait, just blue. I don't think I'd survive red because that's like a black hole. Yeah, but maybe blue. So red? I could potentially survive a blue. I wouldn't have bones no more, but I would survive.
Maybe. I wouldn't have went to Gojo. Yeah, I'm staying the UG. I can survive
boogie woogie.
yeah, like boogie woogie, you just move around. I'm like, that's light work.
I'd be living. I'd be alive.
Yeah, I'll just be disoriented. I'm like, oh, I just throw up.
If he does it enough, I just throw up a little bit.
Okay, so this is completely off topic, but I did want to ask: have you seen any of the TikToks illustrating how it feels like to fight Boogie Woogie, and just like people kind of illustrate like how it would work realistically, and it's just like all three people just shifting constantly.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of those ones that are like, how would this move work in real life? I haven't seen any of those.
It's so fucking funny. And then when I'm thinking about like characters having to deal with that, like Mahito or Hanami or future stuff, I'm just like laughing my ass off. I was like, I know this shit must suck.
I can only imagine how stupid that would look.
Oh my God. I would be so pissed. I can't wait for that to be animated. Because like in the show, like in season 1 and season 2, how they show it is like everything slowed down. You hear like the clap and then they switch positions and then, the big punch. But like, I don't know if you've seen that. It's in Dragon Ball Super. I know you don't watch like Super like that, but they show how Trunks versus Frieza happens in real time. And how fast it looks to a normal person because like somebody took a video recording of it, and it's so fast. It's hilarious. It's this Frieza shoots at him, he teleports, he knocks Frieza into the air, cut him up, blows him away, and it's like all of 3 seconds. And I'm just like, that's so fucking funny to me. So just thinking about how Boogie Woogie will work
for the viewer, like you don't even think about that, but then they're like, okay, well, if they speed feed this, then this is how fast it really would be.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is so cool. One of my favorite. Okay, this is another thing that's totally off topic.
It'd be like ridiculous, kind of funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like you got to see it. That shit was fucking great. But then also like the teleporting scene from Law versus Big Mom in One Piece during Wano, they show it from Law's perspective, like over his shoulder, of him teleporting to different locations. It looks amazing, like how his devil fruit works, and him teleporting around. God, it looks so fucking sick. I would highly recommend looking that up. Again, One Piece has been made with like love, tender love and care recently because it's like the animation has been like on point. But yeah, that whole teleporting scene with Law was like probably my favorite use of a power in the anime. Like it looks incredible. But yeah, anyway, those are the moves that we think us as regular humans could survive from an anime character. They don't have evil intent. I wasn't saying like, oh, I could take a fucking, what's the damn Hiei shit? Fucking dragon
the black flame dragon thing?
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I could take a rose whip. That shit would hurt.
I survive 1 or 2 hits.
I'll be alive.
Depends. Is he gonna wombo combo me? Is he gonna turn me into like a pin cushion? Like depends on how long it's going for.
As long as he don't plant the seeds in me, I'll be fine. But like if you guys have an anime move, or you could think of a couple of them that you think that you as a regular person could survive, let us know down below. This is so dumb. But other than that, we're going to be moving over to the first Q&A section of the podcast. All right, now after that first topic of the day, we're going to move on over to our next topic, and this is going to be, well, interesting one. Again, I know in the anime community, power scaling is very important to people. Like, people love power scaling. But instead of us saying, can Goku beat Jeebus, we're instead going to power scale ourselves against anime characters. So the next topic of the day is, what anime character do we think that we could square up with and run the ones with live here on Twitch? I could fight any anime character. Who would it be? Who could I beat? So you went first the first time. So I guess I'll take the honors this time.
All right, you got it.
You know who I could beat in the fight? And I don't care what nobody say. I know it may seem tough. I know this character may seem very intimidating. But you know who I could beat in the fight? Detective Conan. I could beat that little kid's ass. I'll punt kick that little dumbass kid. Oh, he was like, oh, I solved the mystery.
Dude, I also
like,
thought about it. I got one on here that is going to be similar to that, but not quite as bad as beating up a child. And before anybody says it, no, I'm not putting Bochi from Ranking of Kings on here. I don't want to beat up a deaf child. he would honestly, with how he learned how to fight by like the end of season 1, even I'm pretty sure I would still lose.
Yeah, he hit all your pressure points. He fast as fuck. But yeah, I beat the shit out of Detective Conan. I don't care if you try to do that soccer shit on me and kicking balls. I was like, man, fuck that shit. Come here, little Point Dexter. I'll beat you.
Are you gonna hit a kid with glasses?
I know he was an adult. Exactly. He was an adult before. He'll be fine. So walk that shit off.
He'll be all right. He probably got beat up enough.
Exactly, dude. You know why I want to beat up. You know why? Not just I don't condone.
I want to beat up this child, the Crow 2024. Somebody put it in the quotes.
But the reason why, because the show pissed me off when I was younger and I was watching that shit. Because I'll be sitting there, I'm like, oh man, I'm watching everything's going down. I'm getting all the clues. I'm trying to figure some shit out. And then this motherfucker at the end of the episode will always be like, hey, I saw some shit off screen. And that's how I was able to solve the mystery. I was like, well, this bullshit. Like, I
didn't really watch Detective Conan.
Are you off
that
screen?
Shit
pissed me off.
How do you off screen? At least in like Bungo Stray Dogs, when
like,
Rambo does it, he's like, everything actually you got to see within reason.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, all the clues are going to be there, and then we can have fun trying to figure out the mystery together. Yeah.
I mean, like,
but instead, it was just
Bungo
like
Stray Dogs case, there's no fucking way that you're ever going to figure that out. But like,
well, I'm also an idiot.
There. It does happen, and then it's just like, okay, buddy, I don't know how you reach that conclusion, but all right.
But no, my whole thing is this motherfucker was just like, I saw the gum on the elevator door at this point, and that's how, and all you see is his eyes dart over. And I'm just like, how was I supposed to be able to solve the mystery? No, just a mystery. And I was like, you won't give me misery. But anyway, so yeah, Detective Conan, that's a joke answer. That's a joke answer. I do not condone beating up anime or real kids or anime kids.
I
thought it'd be
too,
funny.
on my list, chose a freaking nerd to beat up.
All right, then who's your first victim?
I decided that I was gonna beat up Senku from Dr. Stone. Dude,
not the boy.
I love him, but sometimes like he is like demonistic for his choices. Sometimes you just want to hit a nerd, you know.
How do we get here
so much that you'd be like, all right, you and me right now. We got to see him fight in the like Ishigami Village tournament. I could handle that. Yeah, I think I can handle that. I could beat up. I probably would lose to like Magna or somebody. I could probably beat up Chrome too, but I feel like Chrome might get sneaky with it. So I'd probably just go with Senku. That's more of a more accurate win. I think I just full on take that one.
Yeah, this is fucked up. Were we just talking about it not too long ago? Being like, man, when we were younger, people used to pick on us for buying anime. They were just like, hey, dweeb, I'll beat all y'all ass.
Continuing on. This is a joke. I'm not actually going to beat up any nerds. That's not a thing that we do. This is all /s. This is all sarcasm. It's all fun and games. Nobody go out and beat up next generation Senku in real life. Nobody do that.
But no, Senku could be put down.
I don't know. I think Yuzuriha could probably just like lay the smack down on me if she needed to.
Probably. I mean, literally, Senku is probably like my max. Maybe what's the Gen? The fucking
Gen would make me beat myself.
What do you mean beat yourself?
However he wants, I guess.
Nah, man, you just gotta outthink him and just give him a little bit of soda.
I'm gonna outthink the mentalist. That's the strat.
Just like, oops, I dropped this Coca-Cola, and then you just jump him.
So outside of like beating up the nerds, the one guy that I would definitely start a fight with and then not feel bad about it. I had Mineta. I would fucking beat that guy up. Like I wouldn't even feel bad about it. So it's like he would try to throw his balls at me, and I would just like punch the balls and then beat him with his balls.
What the fuck is going on? Why are we destroying children?
He deserves it. He deserves it.
True.
That's the only time that we can ever beat an anime character is when they're children. You got to get them when they're small.
Oh my god. No, that'll be a good one. Fuck Mineta. All my homies hate Mineta.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I saw the Nova put it in chat here. And I was like, damn, that was the first one on my list. I was gonna go there first. Everyone's calling all of my capabilities. Duke's got my Senku, Nova got my Mineta. I got one more that I put on here to go along with the apparently I'm fire resistant joke. Romeo from Fairy Tail, the child.
Why are we just beating up kids?
I gotta get him before he learns how to use fire magic well.
Oh my god, this is sad.
I gotta kick him when they're small.
Oh my
I
god.
don't stand a chance otherwise. When he gets older, because like he's like a teenager. He's like a teenager by the end of that. I think I could beat him when he's a teenager. But if he gets any older, then he's gonna be a master of fire magic, and then there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Dude has any sort of like mastery over his magic type, then there's no way.
Yeah. Because my next on my list, and I wonder. I think this would be a good fight. A good fight. I would be able to beat Usopp if I could beat anybody on the Straw Hat crew. I think I could fight Usopp.
I think. Well, ooh, I don't know. The wet stage Usopp, like pre-god Usopp, right?
Pre-god Usopp.
Yeah, pre-god. Because
yes.
if he had the sack of things from like what was it, Skypiea, where he had like all those plants and shit. No, I don't think so.
it would have to be like I got the big 1-ton hammer Usopp.
Oh yeah, the one that does that.
And that Usopp
ends up beating
flavor.
Perona, her name is.
Oh well, that's another thing. We beat her with fucking cockroaches.
No, he hit her with the 10-ton hammer, and it popped like a balloon.
Or that, and I think that he did it earlier with Alvira as well, or whatever fucking face was. It looked like Mole Lady. But that Usopp early or before time skip. All right, so we got a clarifying question live for all of our listeners who can hear us from Nova. We got somebody calling in. Do they have their weapon?
I would say any character that we bring up has their normal stuff. So
their normal stuff.
Like I'm not gonna say like Senku gets a gun. No, like Senku gets his hands. He normally would fight with whatever he has available to him, which is not going to just be a gun laying around. Like that's just not gonna happen.
They ain't got guns in the future, the future past. But I think I could beat Usopp. I think I beat Usopp.
I think the 10-ton hammer from Usopp would still apply because it is part of his arsenal.
I just dodge it and punch him.
I mean, it's a fucking balloon.
Exactly. That was like it'll be fine. He ain't gonna trick me. I may be dumb.
I would make his fairy tale stories like more interesting, and I would just block it.
Just block it. Just like, boom, and like,
and then the hammer would just break or like pop.
Just lie to each other. I thought we were crazy. There's some crazy people in here with us.
Out of everybody on my list, I think the one person that I think I would have the closest fight with would be Gran from Gran Blue. I think I could win.
Wait, I was going to say
potential to win.
No, so I was going to. You crazy. I was like, they shouldn't have the weapon. Just straight up fisticuffs. I could beat Usopp in a fist fight. You're like, no, give them their weapon. So you telling me you go fight sword and shield Gran with magic?
He doesn't have a shield. He's just got a short sword. I would also I would also put on armor or something so I can block the sword. I'm not saying that it would be like fucking no diff, but I'm saying it's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, possible. I could beat Leorio. I could beat the shit out of Leorio from Hunter x Hunter.
I think we can have normal stuff. Like I'm not gonna say you can whip out a flamethrower out your butt crack or anything, but like if you can match them, we'll say. Well, because you're not gonna fist fight Usopp when he's got his sniper slingshot. You would fist fight Usopp. Well, you could if you started close to him, then you could probably fist fight him and still win. But like
now with prep time, I'll be able to beat anybody. Now like a fucking Batman. But no, I mean,
but, like,
I'm just going after normal people.
For something like Gran, he's got a sword and a little bit of armor. I would get a sword and a little bit of armor. I'd say like make it as fair as possible without like changing your own power scale.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think.
I don't really know how else to word it.
I can beat Shikamaru. I can beat up Shikamaru.
I think that like Romeo from Fairy Tail, I feel like just me as is, I would stand a chance against him with his like incomplete fire magic. Again, not saying it's a no diff, but like I saw some of the ways that he fought. I feel like I could win. I feel like it's there. Yeah, nobody's gonna get a Hellfire missile out of nowhere. That's not gonna happen. We're gonna verse equalize this, and we're gonna just like we're gonna make ourselves as comfortable as possible to fight their standard.
Yeah, and I think I'm working Shikamaru. I don't care.
Nah,
Shadows, you gonna stop me?
I feel like he would let me punch him, and then I would just be shadow possessed, and it would be over.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? But anyway,
I think probably one of the, aside from Senku, the most like no diff fight on my list would be, if you've ever seen Blood Blockade Battlefront, the main character guy, Leonardo, dude is like
with the super eye.
Yeah, dude like does nothing. Sometimes he stares really hard, and then sometimes that doesn't even work. So
I put on my list the main guy from Tokyo Revengers because everybody calls him like a bitch.
Oh yeah, his nickname is literally Crybaby.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I was gonna get into Tokyo Revengers, but everybody talked me out of it. So I was like, I think I can beat his ass. Is he a literal cow chew? I can't just have my whole list be literal children, though.
Yeah. So when he is fighting people, he is technically a child, but he is like traveling back in time. So he's an adult who then goes back to his child or his adolescent body. So like you, all right,
I take him off my list.
In either stage, I think you'd probably win. Like if you were to go back in time and beat up his adolescent body, then like technically you're still beating up an adult. Because he's got the mental capacity of an adult, but I mean he is still technically a child. Because it is like confirmed to have been like the realistic timeline. So
yeah, I got 100%. I got 100%, 1,000% beat up Subaru Natsuki.
I would only win if we made absolutely sure that we didn't kill him.
Yeah, I'm not saying beat him to death.
If we accidentally go too far and he just like offs himself, he's just gonna come back with like the force of 1,000 suns. And we're gonna be like, what happened?
And I'm like, you cheated. That's not fair. But I can knock out Subaru. That's light work.
I feel like I would only get the first attempt to try it. After that, it would be no go.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be stuck in an infinite fucking death loop with the man. Like, come on, man, just let me have this. He's like, no. He just starts stabbing himself to come back.
He
like,
jumps
what the fuck?
off the
just
cliffs
take the
back
loss.
into the spikes.
Yeah, take the fucking L. Take the L.
You can't lose. Nobody is really getting hurt here. So, like, nobody's dying.
He's like,
just
no, but
my
my pride, my shame. Rim saw me get knocked out. He just kills himself. Oh my god. But yes, no. And then, dude, so we're going back and forth about what anime characters we could fight. And I'm just reading. If you guys are listening here, we have a lot of people in here live on Twitch saying a bunch of wild stuff. Let me just read out a couple of them. Cam said that he could no diff Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, Zabuza from Naruto.
Okay, whatever, dude. even unequipped, Zabuza would lay the smackdown with everybody in chat at the same time.
I'm not fighting no ninja. That's why I took Shikamaru. I could at least maybe punch Shikamaru.
But then you would immediately lose after that. He's still a ninja. Like, he's still combat capable.
I know, but I can knock him out. I just gotta hit him real good one time. But yeah, like Naruto, he gonna make a bunch of clones and beat my fucking ass. Like I can't fight them. So I was like, in the world, the one guy who punches kinda would be fine. But some people going crazy.
Yeah,
but
everybody in chat going off on who I would want to fight, and it's like,
that's
you guys
not the
got
question.
Some like personal vendettas against anime characters.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to beat up a bunch of children, but what's wrong with you guys?
You guys are like, hell yeah, I want the Jonin level assassin of the mist. I want to fight one of the remaining Quincy's from Bleach. Who else we had? Eren Yeager.
Okay, I could beat up. I got beat up
crazy.
like 15-year-old pre-Titan Aaron. I kind of agree.
Oh yeah,
I agree. I could beat him
Aaron,
up.
Probably he's just a kid. Then you're just beating him up. Then you're just beating up a kid again. And we're full circle.
I've never beaten the beat up kid allegations. Damn it.
At least I got 3 people on mine that weren't a kid.
All right, now y'all just like fucking like, what if I fought this character that it is making cool anime fights in y'all head? That's not the question. But anyway. But, you know, again, having some fun here on the DNAnime podcast. We're 19 episodes strong. It's been a fun ride. So let's all have a good laugh about who we could beat up. Because it wouldn't happen. But yeah,
they all hear you and they pull our recreators and they just like pop out of the computer.
Oh, that would be hell. I still need to watch recreators.
I was joking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, my man. You got a big dog.
Shove this chair back and dog is us so fast.
Oh my god! But those are the characters that we think that we could viably beat in fisticuffs. If you guys have characters that you think that you could fight and beat, you know, mano y mano or womano y womano, you can let us know in the commentos down below. I don't think that's Spanish. That might have been mildly racist, but let us know in the comments below, and we can debate it. Again, I'm not a big power scaler, but I beat the shit out of Detective Conan. but join in the conversation and let the boys know. Other than that, we're gonna move on to the next Q&A portion of the podcast. All right, everybody, we are back with the final topic of today's podcast. Hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys are enjoying this fisticuffs episode of us, what moves we could take, what anime characters we could take in a fight. And then now for the third topic of today, which character would we like to train under so that we can get strong enough to be able to take Detective Conan in the fight?
Yes. Which mentor could teach me how to beat up children the most effectively?
I know a couple, but no. So for this, Vix is we'll just keep swapping back and forth. For this one, who is your first mentor that you would like to mentee under?
So I'm gonna take this one because I feel like this one was also gonna be potentially on your list. Kamigawa from Ippo. Was he on your list?
No, he wasn't on my list.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to have a mentor to train me in any sort of fighting style, I feel like he would be like a really good one. He's old and wise and well versed and experienced. He would be very good at teaching me how to throw punches. I would be the next Takamura.
Kamigawa, Coach Kamigawa is fucking awesome. You haven't gotten into like the later seasons yet. You just finished the base series, right?
Yeah. Ippo just
there's
yeah.
No, sorry. I was just going to say that there's some good bits with him later on that I think you're going to enjoy, where they kind of delve more into him. God, I didn't even think about him because I was just like, I want to have this person. But he's like a more realistic coach, like how he motivates not just Ippo but also Takamura, how he caters his training to each one of the fighters. So Kimura and Kimura and Aoki as well, even though they're not obviously the serious characters.
I feel like Aoki doesn't listen. He just frog jump everybody.
But yeah, like that's the whole thing. It's just like, yeah, he does this frog. Dude, one of my favorite. Oh, I don't think he does it because like his frog punch is kind of like his signature punch.
He got the cape from his girlfriend in one of his fights.
But yeah, no, there's another good finishing move. Another good finishing move that he does later on that is really fucking funny. That is really, really fucking funny.
He's barely iterated on it so far. I think the most like change that he's done is he would duck down and then he would slide to the side and hit them from the side.
So, so the new finishing move he gets has nothing to do with the frog punch. Well, it's a setup for the frog punch.
Really?
That's all I'll say.
How can you even set up for that?
It's so fucking funny, dude. It's so funny. But anyway, Kawagama is great. He's like a realistic teacher. He's like obviously Ippo's Paulie for like Rocky, and he's great. So I didn't put him on my list because I was like thinking like, okay, well, what trainers would I would like to have from like anime that I watched as a kid? But I'm glad that you put him on there. Anyway, continue on. I'm taking yours now. But
I mean, you said it. You nailed it all. Like he's good. He specifically for the purpose of teaching you how to fight, he would be very good. He's very good at recognizing what you're weak at. and then like training you to not only strengthen your already strong strength, but then strengthening your current weakness. That's what he seemed to do for everybody, like not even just Ippo, but like everybody in the gym he would do that for. And like he was already a boxer in the past, so you could know that you could rely on his, you know, experience. And like that, I mean, that's just it. Like he has everything that you could potentially want. Is that he has a good eye for your weaknesses, your strengths, and he has the experience to the experience and the knowledge to know like what you can do to strengthen your current situation. And I think that was what made him like really good as a trainer. That's why I put him on my list.
That's what I love, because Kamigawa is a fucking, he is like really, really, like he's a hard ass. Like a lot of times, like he be yelling at Ippo, especially Takamura, where he'll like hit Takamura with his like cane or whatever. And he's like, get to work, run these miles or whatever.
Yeah,
like
he's pretty strict about it, but I feel like he's like, you know, he still cares.
Yeah, but you know he cares so much about him.
He got the chiropractor lady for Ippo after pushing Ippo super hard, because it was like, while he knew that he was overworking him, he was like, I also have to make sure that he's cared for, otherwise like this could be problematic. So like I feel like he would be a trainer that you could really just like put all of your faith in and just be like, yeah, he said it, that's how it's gonna go, and then you could just do it. And I feel like most of the time it would just pan out, you know, within reason.
Yeah, that's what I love his relationship with both Ippo and Takamura so much, man. Like he's the GOAT. I love like his, I forget the guy's name, but the other boxing old dude with the big dog.
Oh, dude, I love the dog. The dog name is
great.
I don't remember the other dude's name.
Yeah, I forget his name, but their
whole
relationship,
I don't like the other guy that much,
because
he's one of those dudes that's like, I'm gonna get popular with your group by using you as the butt of the joke.
Well, yeah,
and I was like, you're that kind of dickbag. So
yeah, he is kind of a piece of shit, but I just love all the characters. But yeah, it was. It was like again, I love Ippo, and again, Ippo wouldn't be where he is. Takamura wouldn't be where he is without the boy. One of my, I don't know what you've seen, but there's so many good moments between Takamura and Coach Kamigawa that are just so fucking good, man.
I did see the one episode, I think it was episode 75, that was all about Takamura and like how Takamura came to Kamigawa Gym. So even the collection of Takamura as a fighter, Kamigawa was like a good coach, because he was straight up was like, I can't just ask this guy to box. He'll say no. So,
dude, he's such a like.
He's got very good insight.
Yeah, Ippo is very goofy. Ippo is very like over the top. But those moments where shit like again, they're all boxers and they're taking that shit seriously. And even Takamura, who's incredibly goofy, like he's very serious about that shit. And I love when they show those moments of him starving himself pretty much so he can make weight, or all the grueling training. Because like you don't think about it, because he's like, oh, he's a big guy. He's like the older brother of the gym. He's bullying everybody and like being a shit. But everybody knows that he outworks all of them. Like he's running the furthest. He's lifting the heaviest. He's punching the hardest. Like he works. And the thing I like about it,
they didn't bring back like an example of Ippo doing the like hunger thing, because they put Ippo in the position to know that was what was going to happen in the pro boxing world, and then he was like, I can do it, and then they never show him going through it. I don't know if he was just like, I don't know what the weight class range is, so maybe he just didn't need to.
His natural body weight, I think, since Ippo was already in shape and he's fighting in his weight class, he doesn't really have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, because I know Takamura was like right at the edge. Big dude.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a heavyweight. So he's fighting like 2 weight classes down. So it's something that he has to do. Otherwise, he'll never make weight, because naturally he's just heavy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just like a point of his character. Ippo doesn't really have to worry about it because he's like fighting at his normal weight. So it's never really like a point. It would be cool to see like Ippo having to like deal with that. But most of this shit is just like, I need to come up with a new move to murder people with.
And I mean, I kind of like that about the show, that it was like no bullshit. There was no like weird, unnecessary romance between it that was just like wasting time.
No,
it was each one was the training for the next fight, and that's like what I came there for. So I was glad there was no bullshit between.
they're training for the next fight. Comey comes around and he's just like, ooh, she's so cute. Or the chiropractor nurse who's like, ooh, she's so cute or so fine. And they get all weird, but that's about it. It's short.
And then he's like, I've got focus.
Dick. Yeah, they reveal Ippo's dick somehow, some way. So some random women randomly
all got the shower. Okay, so the first time they were in the shower and Takamura just like reached over and was like, check it out, and just like grabbed his dick. And then the other time was like they were out at the like restaurant and they had like a bunch of girls with them and Takamura just pantsed him right in front of everybody. And I was like, bro, I would kick that guy in the teeth and never go back.
Oh my god. But yes, Ippo's the best, and I would love because again, Ippo made me want to box. But then, you know, I didn't do it.
Then you thought about it and you're like, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, cause there's some shit that happens later in the anime and the manga. I'm just like, oh boy. But I mean, that's real. There are real dangers to boxing, and there are characters who suffer the consequences. Not everything is, look at the fighting spirit. Sendo's knocked out cold on his feet, but he's all like, some people, they don't fucking come back, you know, because, you know, boxing is dangerous. They do it a
little bit with the Southpaw guy, where Sendo like instilled that fear in him so that he was just like, he can't box anymore because he's always scared of being hit now.
Yeah. Like, is
that's
boxing
real? Like, I don't want to get wailed on like that.
Boxing ain't no joke. But yes, I guess I will go to my first teacher, my first mentor that I would love to train under. So mine was a little bit more because I was thinking more like fanciful. Like if I was in that world and I could actually get abilities from working hard and training, who would I want to train under? And I 100% think Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. I would love to train under Genkai.
I know, like, in that world, you could, like, foster an ability, but I don't think it's just anybody can do it. I think it's like, like, you would have to be a specific individual. Like, Kuwabara kind of did it, but his was kind of, like, just forcing his spirit out of him. They always set it up
where he was, like, he had some kind of sensitivity to the spirits that his family had, like, you know, calls back the spirit mediums. I'm just saying, in this world, I have the ability to do it. Let me have fun. Let me live in my world of imagination. Let me have this.
You just said, like, if working hard was the way to get it, and I was like, well, no, you have to have it innately. Well,
I'm just saying, like, again, I'm a shonen boy, and I love a good training arc. So yes, while I would have to have some kind of natural proclivity to the supernatural, so I have like spirit energy or whatever, you know, you got to train it. You got to learn what your ability is. You got to work it. And I feel like who better in the world of Yu Yu Hakusho to train under than Genkai? Genkai was again, she was a hard ass, kind of like Kawagama. But I feel like you need to have.
What do you think your spirit power would be?
Mine?
Yeah, let's say that Genkai is going to train you in the way to hone your ability the most. How do you think that your spirit energy would pour out of you to manifest? Yeah, how do you think it would go? Do you think would you get like spirit fingers? Would you get
jazz hands? My ability is spirit hands. I just shoot fireworks out my fingers. I don't know. So I was trying to think about it. So Kuwabara is the spirit sword. Yusuke is a spirit gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kurama and Hiei are demons, so they have like their whole thing where it's like, oh, you know, what the hell
so
even
like,
is?
As a human, it would probably have to be some like external force
some kind of spirit.
So like you wouldn't be able to have like the black flame dragon or anything, but you could probably like meld it somehow.
What I would love, what my ability would be spirit gloves, right?
You're thinking of Divergent Fist from yes. Yeah, you just want to coat them and you just reinforce yourself.
I want to be able to reinforce myself and like strengthen my fist to punch people, and then just evolve that over time. And I feel like I'll be able, you know, Genkai. Now I'm just making up shit, making up power. But actually, this is kind of fun. This reminds me of like what I used to do when I was in high school, right? You know, like, oh yeah, you know, if I did this, I was in this world. This would be my technique, my move. Yeah, it would be Spirit Fist, where instead of like a sword or a weapon, I would just fucking power myself up to beat the shit out of people. And it maybe like my spirit ability would be able to do shit like maybe cause an explosional impact or like it'll push you away or something like that. I don't know. But I think, again, who would foster that the best? Genkai. I mean, I'm trying to think who else is a trainer in the show. I mean, I feel like there's other people who could probably teach you in the ways of
You'd have to
maximizing
think
your
about
abilities.
who would have the most knowledge about how spirit is like controlled.
Yeah.
It's like even in that contest, Genkai is probably still the best. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
just
she's the
know how to
best.
use it. If you could find somebody that was like really knowledgeable on it, then maybe you could be trained by that other person. But I think Genkai just has like all of the knowledge that you could possibly want in that scenario. So I'm like,
Dude.
that's the only person that you could reasonably go for someone that's just like not normally a part of that world. So they
Yeah.
have to teach you from the ground up, and I think Genkai would be the best one to do it.
Yep, and I love her relationship with Yusuke. How he pretty much treated her like obviously like his like trainer, but also like his like master or whatever, but also like his grandma. So he just like he cared so much for her. She cared for him, but she was like a hard ass. Like I love again, we talked about it previously in
Neither
episode.
one of them wanted to show emotions, but everybody could tell they were there.
They cared so much about each other. So like when she's training him, she's like not holding back. Like she tells him about herself.
Confirmed.
But yeah, I love the fact that she laid into that motherfucker. She was like, "Oh, you just think because you know how to fight that everything's gonna come easy to you, and you quit. You always quit when the going gets tough because you're a coward." And it was like harsh, fucked up words while Yusuke is literally dangling or balancing himself on like a needle's edge or whatever.
Yeah.
And she lays into him to be like, you need to overcome your mental obstacle because it's not just about being strong. It's not just about knowing how to fight. You got to understand the realities of the situation that you're in. It's life or death, and you can't quit when the going gets tough or you die or the people around you will die. So it's not just she was strengthening his body, but also his mind and building his character as a person. And I think that was awesome. Again, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's fantastic. And again, one of my favorite moments, not even the training thing, but just to show how much Genkai's training and just her and Yusuke's relationship was strong. One of my favorite moments was after, again, spoiler for like a 30-year-old anime, after Genkai passes, Yusuke breaking down when he finds out the news and just firing the spirit gun into the sky. That's one of my favorite fucking moments in anime. I love that shit, man. Because the entire time, Yusuke has a spirit gun, and it's just like this little fucking Hadouken that he shoots out of his hand, right? Mm-hmm. And then Genkai shows him, like, this is his fucking spirit gun, and it's this giant spirit bomb that she could shoot out of her fucking fingers.
Yeah, sorry, this is supposed to be a cannon, and yours is kind of like a squirt gun right now, but we're gonna fix that.
And in that moment, when he releases everything, and then he's able to do the exact same output as her, I was just like, and he's doing it in kind of like an honor of her and her memory and just like, releasing all his pent up feelings about her passing. It's awesome. Again, Genkai, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. It's great. And I think she would be able to whip me into shape with my spirit fist.
You get spirit Dempsey roll.
Yeah, dude, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Oh, when Ippo does the like figure eights, the like after images would be like real spirits.
Dude,
that would be cool.
Okay. We can't. That would be fucking sick. And so it's like a fucking like you get hit by one fist,
and then it's just like a train of fists. That would be kind of sick.
That would be fucking like spectral fist like slamming into the first. You know what? I'm about to write a whole ass OC right now. No. OC, do not steal.
Patent pending.
But yeah, Genkai, again, OG, mentor, and trainee. I would 1,000% train on the Genkai. Who is your next trainer?
So mine is going to be a series of trainers, and I would only take this if I was allowed to leave at some point. The trainers for Kenichi's youngest disciple, I would love to try it for a while. I would want to just do it. I want to see like all of the different styles. All of them are like so over the top in their trainings. I just want to see how far I could go. If they made me stay forever, I'd be absolutely miserable. Like if they tried to like pin me there, that would be awful. But if I could just like try it for a while and then kind of decide whether or not I wanted to, then I think it would be cool to try out all of the different styles. As long as they don't try to kill me, like the weapons lady. I don't know, I feel like she gets a little close sometimes.
Yeah, because when you wrote out the question initially, when you sent it back to me, and you were like, character or characters, I immediately thought about Kenichi's.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that would be sick to like train in all like the the boxing or the Muay Thai and the weapons art and the Chinese Kempo and like all the different fighting styles, like become like a master, mixed martial arts master. That would be fucking sick. And all of those guys are great. Again, there's a lot of comedy in Kenichi, but they're all fantastic. I really enjoyed that show. The only problem, okay, this again, younger me was very angsty, right? And I was just like, oh, this is dumb sometimes with certain shows. And the only real gripe that I had with Kenichi was that he would train and learn a move and then spam that move with whoever he fought next until he won. So it's just like he would learn like a Superman punch or something that.
There was one guy that he ended up having to like meld them all together. Like,
yeah, and that's when the show kind of like meshed for me. I was like, great. Because I was like, my whole thing was like he would learn like a kick or something. And then somebody would be like, I want to fight you, you bitch. And then you're like, all right. And then he would just keep trying to do the kick and get his ass whooped. And just keep doing the kick or the punch until he won. And I was just like, I want you to learn martial arts. Like, I want you to fight. And then when he did fight, I was like, this is the sickest shit ever.
Actual martial arts. I can use it. And then when he started like embodying them, then they're like their looming shadows were like imposing on his opponents. I was like, oh man, this is sick.
Yeah, that was incredibly sick.
I believe I could only take it for so long. I'd be like a year in, and I'd be like, man, no, I'm done. That's it. It was fun, y'all, but I'm done. There's no way. I would love to give it a shot, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how long I would last for, but just to try it would be an interesting idea.
Yeah, no, that would be sick. Like I would love to do that as well because I love UFC. I love boxing. I kind of fell out of it as I gotten older because I just feel like I don't know a lot of the competitors I really enjoyed like Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell and. I wasn't huge into boxing. I mostly watched UFC. I used to watch a shit ton of it back in the day, and I was like, man, what if I trained? What if I went to the gym and learned how to fight? And then I was like, but then that means I'm gonna get hurt. And I was like, you know what? I'm good.
For our 200th episode, we'll do a boxing match.
You know what? Us. We will train. We will spar. We'll reach out to our homie Ludwig, and then we'll join into the next fucking boxing tournament. The boxing matches, and it will just cool. You guys will pay to see that, right? Oh, that would be terrible. But I thought about it. I even still thought about it. A friend of mine actually trains in boxing. I don't know if he's done it recently, but he would like, I'm gonna catch up with him. He was like, yeah, I'm taking some boxing classes. I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm old. I'm 34. But I think it'll be fun to learn some fundamentals and learn how to box instead of just doing like what is it, We Fit boxing or whatever I've been doing during the pandemic. I was in shape, but I was like, yeah.
Man, I did Power Beats VR, man. I got them throws.
Yeah, let's go. Again, these are all the ring fit is all those skills I would use to beat up Detective Conan. Not sure. But yeah, no. But no, I agree. The whole litany of all the mentors and all the senseis. Again, I just remember Apapa or whatever the fuck the name was. I remember all of their names, but yeah, I would love to get trained by the Kenichi disciple or Mightiest disciple.
Whoever their names are, I didn't look up all their names. Everybody knows who I'm talking about when I say this multiple senseis of Kenichi's strongest disciple.
Yeah, it's been too damn long. I haven't watched that shit like 15 years or something.
I know.
Probably even longer than that.
I just remember the torment he went through, and I was like, his end result was good. And I was like, I want to see if I could get somewhere around there, and then just be like, all right. And just hit the vanish pose and
just fade into the bushes like Homer Simpson. All right, so I'm gonna throw up mine. Mine is gonna be an honorable mention because I would love to train under this character, but it's gonna be honorable mention because he's canonically a terrible trainer. But All Might.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I love All Might. He got Deku's body into amazing shape by cleaning up all that trash on the beach. I think he'll be able to get you in some good shape, but he also kind of just sucks.
He'd be like, yeah, I can help you build muscle, but if I have to actually train you in like techniques and stuff, you're kind of SOL. It only worked for Deku because Deku figured it out on his own.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing is that everybody's just like, oh, well, everything came natural to All Might. And Deku's just like, what? And then like you see him and he's just like, oh yeah, he had the body that was perfect for it.
That would be like trying to train under Mitsuri from Demon Slayer. She'd be like, first you have to go pow, and then you have to go whoosh.
Well, that was going to be my actual one. Again, I love All Might. I love All Might so much. He's the best. I would love to train under All Might, but my actual answer is going to be, I mean, so I don't even know if this is like an actual thing.
Is it Muichiro? The mist guy?
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
I feel like if anybody were able to train you, it would be him because he's the most
but I don't know if he'll like me like he liked Tanjiro. Like if he liked me,
well, I mean, if you just suck less, then he'll like you more. That's the deal.
I mean,
He liked Tanjiro because Tanjiro was like double Upper Moon Victor already. So
that is true. That is true. See, I'll be able to impress him with my spirit fisting,
with my spirit rolls.
Like he would be great if he wasn't just constantly berating me and calling me a worthless piece of shit. But what I was going to say, so my first answer was going to be Rengoku. Now, granted, we don't really get to see that, but I think Rengoku will be an excellent teacher. Like, I feel like, because the brief, I mean, he pretty much does train Tanjiro just in the thick of battle. You know what I mean? So you don't really get to see him as a sensei.
What kind of trainer he is, because Tengen talks about him, and I can't remember how they described him, but I know that there is like an idea out there about how he can train, because people have spoken about how he would train. But just seeing how he was in the Mugen Train arc, in the thick of battle, teaching Tanjiro the little bit that he could, was already impressive in its own right. So if he actually was like available for the Hashira training arc, if he was still around, I think he would have been amazing. It probably would have been my favorite, dude. Segments of the training.
Yep. He would have been my favorite. I love Rengoku, dude. He's fucking sick. Plus, he had fire abilities. Fire abilities like my favorite. But he was so sick. But I would say it's a close second because Rengoku wasn't during the training arc, so we didn't really get to see him as a mentor. Uzui, Tengen. I would love to train on Tengen. Like, he'll be harsh. He will be incredibly harsh. He will put you to work, but you know he gives a fuck. And then after you train hard with him and he's like super cool, like once he starts to respect you and you train and get stronger, then you get to have an amazing dinner with his 3 beautiful wives who are just cooking you food and shit. I'm just like, oh, this would be great, man. This would be fantastic.
That would just make you jealous. You sitting there, he got 3 wives, you sitting there getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, I just get my ass beat. You got no wives, no maidens, bitchless. But nah, man, again, Tengen and all the wives, which I feel bad, but I don't remember any of their names, but I love them a lot. They're great. Tengen is the motherfucking man. I don't know if he's going to be included in future events. I think that motherfucker went home before everything popped off. I think he's like, I'm retired.
I don't think he got caught at the end of season 3. I don't think so.
No, I think he was gone. I think he was gone by then. So I think it's everybody else that got. So, you know, again, big shout out to my sound breathing homie. But I would love to train under all the Hashira that they showed during the training arc.
I think I would also like to train under him because if I ever were to have a fighting style, I would want it to be flashy.
Dude, his shit is
like over the top effects and stuff during combat, especially if you can make it like super efficient. And his like double sword weapon swings while they're like nunchucks and stuff. Every swing explodes. Sick. I'm like, that is optimizing your fight pattern, my guy.
Like, you like to understand that shit is like he's fighting with his nunchuck dual like dagger bladed weapon, right? While also throwing out explosives in the middle of him fighting. So it's just like clink, 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 explosions firing off as he's throwing the little like bombs. At the same, like, how crazy is that man? Like, he is insane. Yeah, he is so sick.
I wish that we would have gotten to see like him at his actual peak in another fight. It's hard to tell like how strong he actually was because he was specifically the hardest counter to that particular demon. Like, just like anybody else would have lost. Doesn't matter how strong or anything. Anybody else would have lost.
Yeah,
it was only him that could have done it because he was the only one that was able to like.
He was resistant to poison. Yeah, he was. You know, he had all the skill. Like
he had a bunch of different kinds of poisons that the wives had too. That also slowed down the other guy.
Yeah,
I don't think there was anybody else that would have even stood a remote chance. Some people said like he would have lost if he was by himself because of Daki, and I was like, dude, Daki was like one hit by him. Like she didn't even realize that he was there.
Yeah, dude, Tengen is so fucking sick, dude. And again, I hope he's having a lovely, lovely retirement. Him and his tree wives. Not getting sucked into the next season.
But
but yes, that would be my second mentor, I guess.
Me talking about my desire for Kenichi's like bunch, and when you started listing them off, I was like, my favorite one was the Chinese Kempo guy, and
he was the sickest.
And I was like, there was a time where I was like obsessed about trying to find somebody that could teach Chinese Kempo, and I just couldn't find anybody. And that was like the main reason I never got into that, was because I just didn't have anywhere to go to learn it. And the other place that did Chinese Kempo as its martial arts style was Maho Sensei Nejima. The main character, Negi, he learned it from like one of his students, and he ended up learning that as one of his fighting styles. And this fighting style was cool as fuck. And he was, I mean, he was like 14 or something by the end of the series. Well, before they like time skipped up to show like what's in the past. So he was a teacher at 10. So he could absolutely teach me how to do like not only Chinese Kempo, but he learned a bunch of stuff. Like he learned some ninjutsu from here and there. He learned different other types of fighting styles. He learned like 4 different types of magic. I was like, this guy, if I could just get the ability to use magic in the world, I would have him teach me. He would have all kinds of shit on his plate. I would have so many options. I would be like, this is the way to go. I'd be like wind magic, lightning magic, dark magic, light magic, martial artist, and whatever else he came up with. He has so many different types, and he was already a teacher, and he was very like gentle in his teaching. So I feel like he would be really good at teaching what he learned back to other people. While each individual person in that show taught him something specific, he was able to like piece it all together into one like giant fighting style. But I think that he definitely would be the one person that would be able to teach you the most effectively. There's other people in there that are also like mage teachers, but I feel like a lot of them are very specialized. And like one of them, I think his name is Rakan. He is just unkillable. He'd be like trying to get All Might to teach you magic. It's like he's really strong and he's like one of the legendary heroes, but like he's not going to teach you jack. In fact, he tries to teach Negi at some point and he just comes up with some bullshit. He comes up with something called like Negi fever, and it's just an energy blast from his entire body. And I was like that's so like savage, just barbaric. there was no grace in it, whereas everything that Negi did was like filled with technique and elegance, and it was such a more interesting way to fight than smack face into enemy, will win. So like when Negi ended up learning how to do martial arts, delayed spell casting, advanced level spells, and he had like this giant lightning sword that he was able to chant while he was fighting and then cast it as a delayed spell. That shit was cool as fuck. This was all in a manga, by the way. I don't know if there was the anime version of this. I know the anime version was like very done dirty, to say the least. I only watched like a couple of their like iterations, and they weren't super great. But I stand by the manga being really good, aside from the weird parts or the weird stuff. I mean, if you've been on the podcast, you've heard me talk about it. Can't condone the weird stuff, but getting past the weird stuff, then you're good. once they get all the weird stuff out of the way the first time, then you're good. They stop doing it afterwards because they don't have to do it again. So, but definitely I would have him teach me. I would be like, bro, let me teach me some of that wind magic. Teach me some of that lightning magic. Shit, his dad was like the mage of 1,000 spells. It's like, shit, maybe he knows something. That's definitely what I would do. I would like, if I were to go into that world, I'd be like, give me as many options as humanly possible.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Get somebody who's well versed in a whole litany of fighting styles and I guess magic styles in that in this case. It's funny because you said 1,000 spells or whatever, and I thought immediately like, oh, I would love to get trained by Kakashi, the man of 1,000 ninjutsu.
I don't think Kakashi would be able to train that well. He was literally only able to teach Sasuke the one skill because it was the one skill that he made. So of the 1,000 skills that Kakashi has, he can only use them because he can just pull from the Sharingan. And then after he loses the Sharingan, he had to make a different one. So
I just like Kakashi. Kakashi's sick, dude.
I mean,
I would love
Kakashi's
to train with
cool.
Kakashi.
He's just not going to teach you like new stuff. He's going to teach you he's going to be a very good foundational teacher. He teaches you the basics very well, and he'd teach you like what you need to get started, and then he would kind of help you do your own thing as opposed to like walking you through it. But I mean, like, it's also a good way to teach, because then like it gives you more critical thinking abilities.
Yeah, you learn the foundations, you get the basis down strong, and then you evolve it over time into your own specific fighting style, which Naruto does with random shit that he picks up from future fights, like the Naruto barrage he sees from like Sasuke and Lee. He learns the Rasengan, and then he switches that up and does his own thing.
He learned the Rasengan from Jiraiya, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, he had the foundation for Kakashi, and then he was able to go to his next master, learn from him, to his next master, learn from him, and then from there to became a master in his own right.
Rasengan passed down through generations.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, outside of that, I'll do one more honorable mention. Wing from Hunter x Hunter, who was the trainer that taught Killua and Gon Nin. He was pretty much the introduction to Nin when they went to the Coliseum area that they were like fighting and training. I forget what it was called, but the where they pretty much like explain Nin. And he teaches them about Nin, trains them in Nin, and he does like their little like Nin test with the water in the cup.
Oh yeah.
Wing was like the martial arts. He had a little like martial arts kid that he was training. He trains Gon and Killua. He was really fucking cool, and he really like had a very very strong understanding.
Long enough, though he like left. I don't know.
Yeah, like, he pretty much like laid the groundwork
and was like, "Peace out, brother."
Well, he's like, "I gotta go train my other kid so you can be strong." He's like, "Bye,
you guys
y'all."
were just like a fleeting project or something.
Pretty much. I mean, hey, they were able to make it all the way to the tippity top of the tower or whatever until like Hisoka was there, and they was like, "Man, fuck this shit." But yeah, honorable mentions: Wing and Bisky from Hunter x Hunter, who trained Gon and them in the what was it, the damn Greed Island arc, where she kind of like expounded upon the different options of Nin and
Wing taught them the basics, and then Biscuit kind of showed them how they can make use of that information. So like individually, they were both kind of lackluster, but because they were both in existence, they ended up being like really good because they accidentally bounded off each other. I don't even think they ever met, did they?
No, they didn't meet.
Yeah, so like they just accidentally bounded off each other to be like the perfect trainer combo.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love me some Hunter x Hunter. But hey, if you guys wanted to hit the gym and get trained by any master from any anime to improve your skills, to beat up your local anime character of your choice, what master? Yeah. I'm gonna let
who
the
would you
kid
train
beat
under
up.
to beat up Detective Conan?
I was like, I'm gonna try to let the joke die. But yes, who would you train under? You can let us know, man, woman, or you can let us know in the comments down below. But if you guys want to support the podcast, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that notify bell. Give us a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know. Speak to us so that we can better improve the experience for you. If you guys listen to it on the audio realm, let us know with a rating for the podcast as well. We are reading those. We are checking those, making sure. I mean, we got a couple of them. Woo. So again, we're checking them and keeping a lookout. Again, there's always going to be a room to improve and make the podcast better for you guys to be able to listen to, and hopefully have fun while you listen to them. Because again, I take this seriously. Me and Vix are working really hard on it, and we want to make the best podcast, anime podcast, or podcast in general out there. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for our 19th episode. Next week will be episode 20. So I hope that we see you guys there. But other than that, guys, thank you for hanging out with your boys again for another week of Anna Sunday. And we will be grinding things on out. Vix, you got any final words?
Just what you've already said. Thanks everybody for popping on in. Appreciate you guys. We've been watching the podcast steadily grow, and we hope to see everybody again next week for the 20th episode of the podcast, our first attempted event for the podcast channel. Don't miss it. Be there. We'll catch everybody next week.